The instructional video you're about to see features the award-winning drills that are in use daily at Baseball World Training Center in Orlando, Florida. These drills have been proven to dramatically improve our students' arm strength, running speed, quickness, agility, and defensive skills. Students executing these drills have shown dramatic increases of 5 to 6 miles per hour in arm strength and a quarter to half a second improvement in their 60-yard dash time in just a few weeks of drills. The techniques contained in this tape were used as the training routine for Baseball World's back-to-back 1990 and 1991 AAU National Championship teams. Before we get started, Coach Emanski believes it is important for our students to understand proper technique can only be acquired in a slowed-down, non-reactionary training environment. At Baseball World, we slow it down, do it correctly, and repeat. Our students then progress in a logical step-by-step training manner. Let's get started by introducing our staff. Jim Gabella, AAA coach, Cleveland Indians organization. Coach Brian Penrose, Baseball World staff member, Houston Astros associate. And Coach Emanski, Director of Baseball Operations, a professional scout instructor. Let's observe the staff in action as proper throwing action is taught.
Today we're starting with our first drill, break and throw. You notice how we're not using a baseball. The idea of this is to have our players concentrate on the proper throwing mechanics. You have to remember the ball is at full velocity as it leaves our hands. So good mechanics are the utmost of importance as far as arm strength and accuracy are concerned. The fundamentals of a strong, accurate throw are the following. We notice how Coach Penrose freezes the kids at this point in time, and we're looking for, in all our players, extension in both his arms, both the front and the rear arms. We're looking right now for flexion in both the elbow joints, and it looks like our glove is taking a picture from behind him. In other words, if he had a camera in his glove, he could actually be seen behind him. The fingers are on top of the ball. Although we're not using a ball here, he's still going to simulate it where his fingers would be on top of the ball, and he's gripping the ball across the seams. You notice how he has a tension-free posture and he's loose. His butt's out and his knees are flexed. This is the actual type of throwing motion that we use to promote strong, accurate throws. Now, the first action, if he was really actually going to make a throw, would be pulling his glove in towards his heart and rotating his backside. And you notice Coach Penrose would just yell command break and throw, and the group will follow through. Let's look at a few more.
Throw. Back.
Good job, guys.
Stay loose. Ready? Break.
Again,
Stay
we're getting
loose.
a lot of correct repetitions
Throw.
of the proper technique. Notice how we get
Back.
the good hip roll. Notice how our back is
Ready?
down. How we're getting good
Break.
extension in the arms. Good
Throw.
flexion in both elbows. The throw is actually
Back.
being started with the bottom
Ready.
half of the body, almost like hitting. We're not
Break.
throwing with just our arms. That's why we try to keep the tension-free posture.
Remember, strong, accurate throws are started with the lower muscle groups of the body. They are assisted by the glove being pulled aggressively into the body. This creates powerful leverage, and this action is followed by a hip roll. As our instructor yells break, we check for the fundamentals. Extension in both arms, flexion in the elbows, glove taking the picture from behind, fingers on top of the ball, gripping across the seams, tension-free base with butt out, knees flexed. Remember, by breaking down our throwing action without using the ball, our students must focus strictly on the proper techniques.
Back. Together. Ready? Break. Throw. Back.
Okay, we just completed our first drill, which is break and throw. You notice how we didn't use a baseball in it, and that was so we can have our students concentrate on strictly the right mechanics. What do you think of that idea, Jim?
Well, it sounds real good to me. It really amazes me how all the kids are doing everything with such precision there. All the mechanics are perfect. It's a fine testament to how hard you work with the kids, and you've done an outstanding job.
Well, thank you. Now we're going to go to our drill number 2, which is
Break.
exactly like our first one. However, in this
Throw.
drill, we're going to add the baseball, and they're going to add a
Back.
receiving partner, and that makes it a little more interesting and a little more
Ready.
reactionary. So let's get started with Brian
Break.
as we go into drill 2.
Throw. Back.
Okay, by adding the ball, there's a little more reaction,
Ready.
but we still allow for observation and
Break.
correction of the problems
There you go.
by our instructor
Stay loose.
yelling break.
Stay loose.
At this point,
Right there.
our instructor checks our student's mechanics on each throw. Does he have extension in both arms? Is he flexed in the elbows? Is his glove pointing behind him? All the things we learned in lesson 1 we're now being checked on. Does he have the hip roll? Our receivers will receive the
Break.
ball with both hands. Okay, this is
Throw.
allow him to get immediately get the ball out of his glove.
Back.
This saves approximately 1/3 of a second, and if it was a major league runner running, say on a
Break.
double play, he could cover as much as
Throw.
8 feet. The average major leaguer will cover 8 feet
Back.
in 1/3 of a second. I know that sounds kind of hard to believe, but it's
Ready.
true. So we have our players, as they receive the ball,
Throw.
to make sure that we're not actually
Back.
catching the ball. If you watch right now, as
Break.
the ball comes into the player's glove,
Throw.
he's immediately going to go ahead and pull it right out. And
Back.
he didn't catch it, and he shows the instructor the ball, okay?
Ready.
Now, if the throw was very
Break.
high or low or off to the left or right, then he would
Throw.
then he would have to go ahead and catch the ball in his glove. But on good
Back.
throws, we don't even catch them. We just take them
Remember,
right out and show
fingers
them to the
up.
instructor.
Fingers up,
Some of the
receivers.
keys that'll help our players
Break.
execute a good receiving position
Break.
is to always expect a bad throw. Expect
Throw.
it constantly to be bad, and that way you're going to get ready to move your feet to the
Back.
ball rather than reach. And remember, this
Ready.
requires to move your feet and not
Break.
reach. This is why we instruct all our
Throw.
students to use a small type middle infielders type glove. We don't have anybody out here that has a glove anywhere from the 9, 10,
Ready.
and 11 inch range. And this really
Break.
helps them become agile, really helps them to move their
Throw.
feet.
Lesson 2, in addition to reinforcing our throwing action, has taught us to defensively expect a bad throw. Move our feet to the ball. Use 2 hands. Receive the ball out in front. And as always, to defensively stay down with our legs flexed.
Now let's do the ready throw drill. Back up 3 steps.
Now we're going to go on
John,
to
I
our
need
third
for you to
drill,
move
which we
over
just
2
simply call it
steps.
ready throw. This drill is more reactionary than our first two,
everybody in
and
a
it
good
puts our
ready
throwing
position.
mechanics learned in lesson 1 and 2 to the test.
Ready?
On the command, ready throw, our
Throw.
students throw the ball to the receivers. Remember, there isn't any pause, as our instructors are still looking for good extension,
Ready?
flexion of the elbows, loose rhythmic
Throw.
actions, and hip roll. But now again, we're not going step by step.
Back.
We're not breaking it down.
Ready?
In turn, our receivers are executing
Throw.
good footwork and handwork, and we're all working together. We recommend this drill to be used about 10 to 15 minutes a day. Our instructors will increase the distance between our students as they become more familiar with the proper technique. It's important to note,
Back.
as the students increase their throwing distances, that the players have a wider lateral separation.
Back.
This will prevent injuries caused by an errant throw as we start
Ready?
getting out in long distances. But you notice right
Break.
now they're getting some pretty good mechanics, just like
Ready?
1 and 2. But they're doing it
Throw.
now without having to think about it. If they've done a lot of repetitions in the
Back.
groups 1 and 2, drills 1 and 2,
Throw.
this should start becoming second nature. At the end of this segment, we'll show you some
Back.
scenes from an actual AAU National
Ready?
13-year-old tournament we were in last year with the majority of these
Throw.
youngsters, and you'll notice that their throws were being made without any kind of
Ready?
thinking about the drill or any of that kind of stuff. The job right now of the
Throw.
instructor is just to keep things moving, keep it organized, and keep
Back.
looking to see if his mechanics are there.
Back.
If he
Ready?
doesn't have the good mechanics, then
Break.
remember, let's go back to 1 and 2.
Throw.
Okay. Now this drill is a little more fun because you're playing at a
Ready?
little bit better distance, and we're not breaking it down step
Throw.
by step by step. You notice Coach Gabello goes around and keeps
Back.
everybody on their feet, keeps them moving. Brian
Ready?
keeps the reps coming at a good pace.
Throw.
We're checking to see if we have a good hip roll. We're checking to see if we
Back.
got good extension. We're checking to see, are we pulling that
Ready?
glove in aggressively, getting good leverage on the
Throw.
ball. And you notice we could go out here and throw and
Good.
throw and throw and still keep that
Throw.
about 95, 90, excuse me, that 98, 99% accuracy rate.
Back.
And again, this could be done, these 3 drills could be knocked out in
Ready?
20 minutes to a half hour
Throw.
and could be a fun part of your practice. And I assure you, it's going to give you a lot
Back.
better ball player that's going to be a lot more
Throw.
fundamentally sound. He's going to be a lot accurate, and he's going to have some efficient mechanics. When you need that good hard throw, he's going to be able to deliver that for you.
In our first 3 drills, we focus strictly on proper techniques. Now, in our next drill, back 'em up, we'll add a new twist: competition.
Okay, we're now starting a new drill, drill 4. This
Ready?
drill is called back 'em up. Back 'em up's a little different than our first drill. It still stresses proper throwing mechanics and arm strength improvement techniques, but now back 'em up stresses accuracy because we do not allow the player to move his feet.
and back
He can
up
only
3
pivot
steps.
just like a basketball player. He can't move his feet like our earlier drill, so now we're stressing accuracy. The drill also allows competitiveness because after the command ready throw and our players complete an accurate throw and return it, our coach will ask them to back up 3 steps. Each time we back up 3 steps, we're getting further back, and we're trying to get back who can get the furthest, and we're working on good mechanics, but we're also working on getting real good accuracy, and we're working on the length, okay? This is a variation of a popular drill called long toss, except we're adding a couple of competitive things to it, okay? Again, let's focus on what we're working on. Good throwing mechanics. Working on some accuracy, okay? We're bearing down on that, but we're bearing down on competitiveness. Remember, the kids can't move their feet. If the throw's offline, the best they can do is reach for it like a first baseman would. Okay, you see we're getting back right now. We're back to about 90 feet. We completed that segment, and there we go, backing up, backing up, backing up. We like to be able to get out there a couple hundred feet or so. It's nice for a coach to keep records in this drill, and you can find out, hey, how far did I get the first day? How many of my students, if I have 15, 20 on the squad, how many made it over the 100-foot area? How many made it over 150? Right now, we're out going a little bit further back. We're out over 100 feet going. We're making good, accurate, strong throws. We can't move our pivot feet, and we're staying with it, staying with it. Okay, again, now our receivers now become the throwers, and they make good, strong, accurate, fundamental throws back. We completed that cycle good. All 8 guys are still in it, and now we're back about 120-something feet. We're going back each time. It gets interesting. It gets competitive. A lot of fun in this drill. Again, if we get too competitive and we start getting some bad mechanics, we're going to go right back to drills 1, 2, and 3. So we're adding a little bit more reactionary to it every time, a little more reactionary skills. And the players are allowed to jump. If you have some players that don't have quite the arm strength of the other players, they're allowed to bounce the ball. What you're not allowed to do is to go out there and move your feet to the ball, okay? Because we're stressing accuracy now. We're not allowed to do that, and we're going to be backing up every time we complete a cycle. All right, all 8 of us completed the cycle, and we're going back again. Going back 1, 2, 3, and we're getting out there pretty far now. And at this point in time, make sure, coaches, if you have 10 or 15 people executing this drill, that you make sure that they, okay, we just lost somebody right now with a low throw. Make sure what they do, they hustle back and get the ball, okay, and they hustle off the field. Now we're down to our final 6 out of the 8. So here we go again. We're out there probably now 140 feet, 150 feet. We're starting to get some good long tosses. We're working on the real good mechanics. Remember now, we're working on accuracy. We can't move our feet, and this stresses a lot. Oh, we just lost one more. Okay, now we're down to our final 4 of the drill. Down to the final 4. This is getting pretty interesting now. If, as we're getting back this far, it's all right for the student to start a crow hop. He can go ahead and move his feet to gain some momentum, very similar to an outfield throw. We allow them to do that. Okay, here we go. The throw is complete. Good. Both guys have made good, accurate throws, 150 or so feet. Now here comes the return segment. Okay, oops, he just dropped the ball at the end. There's the end. There's the last 2 guys. Wave to his Pete.
Back 'em up has proven to be a popular drill with Baseball World students, especially in our camps. It's not only fun, but very practical in building arm strength and accuracy. The coaches be sure as students move back to increase their lateral separation for safety purposes. Now let's really test our accuracy with the bucket drill.
Okay, to complete our throwing segment today, for now, we're coming up with the drill that really puts everything to a test. The drill is called the bucket drill. Down there we have a 25-gallon or 55-gallon trash can, and our players are throwing the ball towards home plate. The reason we select a bucket is it's a small target, and we're out here with our young kids. This is a junior high group. We're talking 7th, 8th, and 9th graders that'll be starting their baseball season this year. The coaches select a distance depending on the level. At this distance, we're right now at 220 feet. Bam, they just hit the bucket. Who was the first guy to make it? There you go, Pete. Our catcher, Peter Gill, just threw one 220 feet right into a bucket. The key thing is now that we stay at cutoff man height. Okay, Brian just did that, and he's a little wide to the left. Just barely missed that bucket off to the left. The idea is, coaches, again, you can keep records on this type of thing, but we're looking for real good throwing mechanics. Now, if our students start to get sloppy in their mechanics, we always have the fun drills of going back to drills 1, 2 and 3. Here's another one. Okay, here's another one. Who hit that one? Matt? Good. Our center fielder just hit one. We're at 220 feet. We're making good, accurate throws. Pete just missed a little bit to the left. This is a fun drill because we're stressing quickness and because we're aiming at a small target. This really increases the player's accuracy. The drill is aggressive. Man, who hit another one? Wow, that's 3 out of the last time he throws, Jim. Real good job. Real good job. There's other good mechanics. Let's get a good hip roll, okay, and keep the ball down. Remember, coaches, we want to throw this ball cutoff man height, okay? When it comes to the cutoff man, we want cutoff man height. There's another one, just barely missed. If we notice mechanical problems, we're going to have to go back to drills 1, 2, and 3. This is a very aggressive drill, a fun drill, and we're monitoring our mechanics. Make sure we're pulling our glove in and make sure we're getting good fundamental mechanics.
Now that we worked on improving our throwing and accuracy with the bucket drill, let's go to drill 6, where our infielders and outfielders can work together. Our drill, called Game-Winning Throw, improves our players' arm strength, accuracy, and teamwork while simultaneously improving our infielders' footwork and agility.
This is the perfect combination drill for both infielders and outfielders working together. It really puts our fundamentals to the test. The coach hits a ball to our outfielder who makes an aggressive speed pickup and throws cutoff man height towards the plate. For drill purposes, all balls thrown are relayed. This forces our infielder to receive the ball on his glove side, chest high. He must read the throw early and move his feet so he's in a good receiving position. He then relays the ball home. After each outfielder has made several throws, the group rotates. This drill requires teamwork and is a real test of the fundamentals. Again, we're making good aggressive speed pickups in the outfield. We're making throws towards the plate at cutoff man height, and this forces our infielder to turn to his glove side, catch it chest high, and then relay the ball home. Okay, again, ball hit to our outfielder, aggressive speed pickup, crow hops and throws. Infielder turns to glove side and throws.
In our first 6 drills, our students worked on improving their arm strength and throwing accuracy. Our next group of drills is designed primarily to improve our youngsters' footwork and agility. Observe as our students improve their quickness and agility in a logical step-by-step training method. We slow it down, correctly repeat it, and progress. In drill 7, pre-rapid fire, we work on receiving techniques and footwork. We start slow, gaining a feel for proper techniques and footwork, and then progress to full speed with drill 8, rapid fire.
This is a drill we get excited about because it really helps our players develop good, quick feet. Again, here we go. We see a nice feed, fingers up, good quick feed, a good jump, and we do this as a kind of a pre-drill of a back throw type drill, which causes you to really be aggressive. We find that a lot of youngsters are lazy with their feet, and this is just something to get the juices flowing, get everybody loose, and we're going to switch right out of that now, and we're going to go to rapid fire. This is a drill that's going to be done at full speed.
Now let's get things moving with rapid fire.
Under control now, fingers up.
The coaches fire the ball directly to our athletes who field them by moving to their left and right. We're executing the same points as drill 6, however we're stressing speed. Because the drill is more reactionary, it might cause us to go back to earlier problems. And if we do that, we just go back and repeat 6. But the coaches stress, be loose, be relaxed, good feet, keep in motion as a tennis player would when he's receiving a serve. Okay, staying low, don't let the ball get in you, and hustle back to the beginning of the line. Okay, here we go, we're showing good quick feet. Try to catch the ball, gentlemen, with your fingers up on the glove if it's a good throw. And actually, I try to catch my own self. I said, we don't want to catch it, remember? Good throws, the glove's a pad, and you notice we're not. Ball's hitting in the glove, and he takes it out. Good job, Dwayne. There's TR, comes through, good feet. What we're trying to get out of these guys is good, quick foot action. Don't cheat there, Bradley. Stay in there. Uh-oh, our instructor dropped one. At least the kids didn't. That's good. That's a good point. Good job, Matt. Let's go, Jonathan. Good, quick feet. Good. This drill should be done 5 to 10 minutes a day, and it really helps players chop time off their 60-yard dash and helps them become a more efficient player. This drill, like all our drills, is designed to be done by all team members, whether they're a pitcher, whether a catcher, whether an infielder, whether an outfielder. All right, guys, let's move it now. Let's go. Good, quick feet. Expect a bad throw. Way to go, Matt. Good job. Okay, good. Come on, good feet now. Hi, boy. All right, Coach Cabela, what do you notice so far? What's your impression so far in this type of drill? We're trying to increase their agility, quickness, have their hands and feet working together.
Well, with this drill here, the important thing is you're getting two things done with one drill. Again, you're using your hands and the feet, and I think a lot of people don't realize that the importance of the feet in baseball. You know, with this drill here, it really stresses using quick feet and being quick with the hands.
Well, what I find a lot in our camps that the youngsters come in there and they move their hands to the ball. You know, their feet come later. In this drill, what we're trying to do is stress, you know, expecting a bad throw. You know, the magic wand where if you move your feet, you're always going to be catching it in the center. And we're trying to get them a little bit of rhythm, too, at the line. We don't want you standing stationary, guys. When you're coming up there, almost like a tennis player receiving a serve, okay? You're real good feet.
This seems, if this drill is done consistently, I can see people getting better with it. You know, if it's done consistently on a daily basis, I can see the players really improving.
Well, what we found is after a few weeks of these drills, we'll take them out and we'll run a new 60. And we're finding out in a 60-yard dash, if a fellow of this age group, if they're running a 7.7, 7.8 at that age, or an 8.0, that we go back and do it again, and we're finding big improvements. We're finding guys chop 3, 4 tenths. We even have cases where we get 5, 6 tenths of a second off because they just haven't been used to moving. You know, they just haven't been used to moving their feet.
They finally learn to use their feet, and like I said before, people don't realize the importance of using your feet in sports and athletics.
Sure. Well, you notice so far in all our drills, we're here getting into our 6th or 7th drill, and you notice everything here, from this point on, we're going to try to keep them 5, 10 minutes at a time, moving, and then that way when we put the clock back on them, I think at the end of practice today, you're going to see a nice improvement.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
In drills 7 and 8, we learned some important points. Receive ball out in front. Use 2 hands. Move your feet. Always expect a bad throw. Legs flexed, butt out. Start and stay low. Be loose and rhythmic. In our next drill, we get a chance to put our newly acquired techniques to the test.
We call this coach's feed drill. This drill allows our players the opportunity to put the fundamentals acquired in drills 7 and 8 to the test. We add a little more reaction by adding a base and have our players straddle it, executing a double play type maneuver. If the coach prefers, he can work on his favorite double play footwork, which we'll discuss later at the end of our tape. As a bonus section, Coach Gabella has volunteered to go over that for us. But for training purposes, we just use a simple straddle. The coach starts with the bucket of balls and from approximately 30 feet away feeds the throw to the second baseman, who in turn aggressively fires the ball to the first baseman, who places the ball in another bucket. After each play, the students rotate. After the bucket is empty, students simply run it back to second base and rotate places with the first group and bring the bucket of full balls down. The coach continues on to perform the repetitions. This is a high-energy, fun drill. This drill, like all our others, gives the chance to perform correct repetitions in a high-energy, fun environment. Used correctly, the coach's feed drill teaches the students discipline, as they can expect the bad throw and moving their feet to the ball. Don't get lazy and reach for the ball. Use 2 hands. Don't catch the good throw, and be aggressive. This drill, again, is recommended 10 to 15 minutes a day or for several rotations of this group.
Coach's feed drill promotes teamwork and gives us a chance to let our hands and feet work together. Our next drill, drill 10, 4 corners, allows us to put it all together and really put our skills to the test.
4 corners is much more reactionary than our other drills, and this is what we've been building for. Players are divided into 4 groups and placed at each base. Balls are fired from home to third, second to first, and first back to home. After each play, the boy rotates to the back of the group. This drill can be very challenging. Coaches can evaluate the progress of his students by counting the number of successful completions around the diamond without an errant throw. He can also evaluate them with a stopwatch and see how long it takes them to get around the diamond. And he also can visually evaluate the basic fundamentals that we've been trying to establish in our drills 1 through 8. Our 1990 AAU team on the Youth League diamond, the 12-year-old division, was able to execute on an average 30 repetitions around the diamond in a row, and would at times get times around the diamond in sub 5-second rounds. This drill in the high school and college level can add a lot of pizzazz to a practice with its high energy, and it also can develop a lot of quickness, agility, good footwork, and it also makes a very impressive pregame warm-up drill. 4 corners has been one of the staple diets of drills used here at Baseball World.
As you can see, 4 corners can really help improve our students' quickness and agility. And now, in our next drill, We add even more energy with four corners in reverse, a fun but very difficult drill to execute.
This drill requires a back throw and makes the right-handed player respond with an aggressive turning action. He still executes good fundamentals, two hands, expecting a bad throw. He still moves his feet. He still tries to receive all throws in the center of his body if possible. But now we're forcing our player to make an aggressive jump turn maneuver. This vastly increases his agility and has paid dividends with our players with their aggressiveness and quickness. Again, four corners in reverse requires a lot of actions to go right, and it's a tough drill to perform, and we like to end the practice with it. And we like the drill because it's very difficult to perform and forces our students to really try to put all his mechanics and his fundamentals to the test. Notice how we're trading places with our feet. A lefty, it's simple. Our lefty simply catches the ball and feeds it. But our righties, change places with your feet, guys. Change places with your feet.
Our first 10 drill segment is focused on improving our students' throwing action and defensive footwork. The next segment is designed to improve our infielders' ground ball efficiency and later our double play feeds and turns. Our drills have not only proven to get results, but have been very popular with our students. The next drill, circle drill, our students work not only on sound ground ball receiving fundamentals, but have fun at the same time.
Now we're going to a circle drill. This drill is designed to stress a fundamentally sound receiving position of a ground ball. We just noted TR as he was receiving the ball, and you notice how he was staying down through the ball well. This drill, we find, does a great job. The hands have to stay out, the knees have to stay flexed, the eyes must stay on the ball. We recommend a rag ball for safety. The players are placed in a circle, feet together, in a fundamentally sound receiving position. Our instructor throws the rag ball to the center of the circle, and our students try to bat the ball through the opposing player's legs. If the balls are batted between the players, our instructors simply retrieve the ball and insert it back into the circle. The drill has helped Baseball World Tournament teams set many records. Look at footage taken during an actual game as our second baseman receives a ground ball. Notice the similarities in receiving position of the ball and the actual drill. In the 1991 AAU National Tournament, our shortstop and second baseman fielded a record 82 ground balls in a row without an error. A lot of this is attributed to the sound fundamentals obtained in this drill. You notice that ball got back in on Pete a little bit, and that's not good. You know, you can always reach in and slap it through him if he's not ready. You notice they're having some fun doing it too, and it's a good way to end a practice and break things up at the end of the day.
This completes the drill portion of our video presentation. Now, a bonus. Let's point out the most common problems our instructors observe in the amateur infielders' fielding techniques.
As a special bonus section this afternoon, before we go on in our tape, we're going to isolate for you a couple of problems that we find that are consistent in amateur infielders. And I say problems. They tend to have their first movement when the ball is hit is to move up towards the ball. Notice TR's first up, and he flipped his glove in. Again, two common problems that we find in a lot of high school, college type athletes, amateur infielders. First movement towards the ball, up, and then flip the glove and bring it in. One more time. Let's isolate on the first problem. First movement is up. He's up, then he went down. Problem with this is it causes any kind of bad hop and causes precision like timing. Now let's focus in on the second problem, which we said is a glove curl. Watch his glove come into his chest and curl back out. This causes a lot of problems, again, because the athlete would have to have precision timing. Now at Baseball World, we recommend two things: staying low through the ball and kind of a gliding approach. Here we go. Low through the ball, gliding approach. You notice the other thing, TR is approaching the ball with his glove not curled. His actual thumb's up on the glove, and he just did a quarter turn. Again, let's focus on his glove as he approaches the ball, and notice that it just required a quarter of a turn. This is a very efficient method and cuts down a lot of errors. Again, ground ball, he's staying down, he just curls. Another good example, again, ground ball, just a quarter turn. Okay, you notice the glove is not being taken back up into his abdomen. He's keeping the glove off his body and just quarter turning. He's staying nice and low through the ball. Good hands. Okay, try to do a little more of a hip roll, TR, when you follow through. Again, we want TR to follow through as he does this rather than hurry about getting back. Boom, hip roll over. Just let your momentum follow through to where you're throwing. Again, staying down through the ball, quarter turning. One more time as a demonstration. You okay? Staying down through the ball, quarter turn. Good job. Now, before we conclude this demonstration, we're going to show you one more time the bad examples. Okay? These are common problems we found shared by many young infielders. First movement is going to be up, next curl, down. Okay? It's a demonstration. The correct technique, gliding down through, quarter turn of the glove, following through. Good job, TR. Great demonstration. Okay, we talked about the common problems we find on fielding ground balls in the infield. Now let's discuss the same type of problems in the outfield. We roll the ball to Matt. We noticed his first move was up, and then he flipped his glove. Again, let's try it again. Same type of problem. Here comes ground ball. His movement's up. He flipped the glove in, and now he's forced to try to get back down. And this requires precision type timing. He's up and down. That's what we don't like to see. And it's usually what you see most of the young amateur athletes do. First movement up, then went down. Fool him a little on that one. One more. For up, flip, down. Now Matt's going to try to demonstrate for us the proper technique. He's going to be low, glide through the ball, and he's going to run or move to the ball like TR did with the thumbs up on his hands. And when he does that, he's only going to have to slowly quarter turn the glove, and he's going to glide down through the ball. Ground ball staying low, quarter turn, throw. A lot better, Matt. Good job. Again, here we go. Ground ball, Matt's down, quarter turns, pulls it in, throw. Okay? As a demonstration, wrong technique. First moving the hit ball up, curl, down. Okay, that's what we don't want to do. And now our final demonstration of gliding in. The ball's low, quarter turn. Good. We're gliding down through the ball. We're staying low. Not requiring precision type. We got like a funnel the ball. You can see there if you watch, he's going to go ahead and flow right through the ball, down, easy. Now the wrong way, watch how this requires precision type timing. Ball's quick, you had to get down just in time. An error waiting to happen. All right, good job, Matt.
Another common problem our instructors observe in players is lack of motion prior to the release of the ball. Execute a creep step. Stay in motion. Remember, only 1 out of 5 balls thrown by the pitcher is actually put into play. So as the pitcher is about to release the ball, execute a creep step. You'll be a much better defensive player and cover a lot more ground. Another problem area is equipment. Most youngsters use a glove much too big for them. Major league size outfielders' gloves have no business in the youth league infield. They only cause lazy feet and poor fundamentals. We recommend a glove in the 9 to 11 inch range maximum. Also, remember to hustle on and off the field. Play with some enthusiasm. The good news is we can all do it. It does not take any ability to wear the proper glove, execute a creep step, and hustle. Now as another bonus, let's listen to Coach Cabela as he speaks about double play feeds turns from both the second base and shortstop position. Coach Cabela is a former professional middle infielder playing 5 seasons in both the Seattle Mariners and Chicago White Sox organizations. Jim is currently a coach in the Cleveland Indians organization at the AAA level.
Whenever a double play is in order, we want to move 5 or 6 steps up toward the hitter, 2 steps toward second base, and now we are in a double play position. When using the pivot to feed the shortstop on a double play, it is important to get our hands out in front of us in a good basic fielding position. As I receive the ball, I want to receive the ball from the center of my body a little bit toward the left. When I receive the ball, I want to spin on my balls of my feet and put my left knee to the ground. This will make our hips open, keep our shoulders parallel towards second base, and give us a good position to throw. It'll be similar to this. When I throw the ball, I want to make sure I am throwing the ball from a 3/4 angle, making sure my hand is on top of the ball. One more time. Get in our good basic fielding position, left foot in front of right, hands out in front of us, pivot, and throw. The second double play feed from the second baseman to the shortstop is what we call the hop step. It's very similar. It's a lot easier for young infielders to accomplish this double play feed compared to the pivot feed. All it is once again, a good basic fielding position, our hands out in front of us. As we catch the ball, we are going to hop clockwise and face the shortstop at second base. It is very important that we use quick feet in this situation. Hands out in front, hop clockwise, and throw. The third feed from the second baseman to the shortstop for a double play is what we call the underhand feed. Whenever you play second base, in your second base double play position, you want to draw an imaginary line from your position straight to the hitter. I know any ball that is hit from the center of my body to the right, I can flip that ball underhand because it's going to be a lot more consistent with the feed to the shortstop and a lot quicker. As I approach the ball, I want to take my first step with my left foot and making a banana around so I can have my momentum going towards second base. Similar to this. Very important. A lot of people do not believe they can flip the ball underhand from this distance, but if you do two things, you can do it. When you flip the ball underhand, you want to make sure that your hand is underneath the baseball with a stiff wrist. We do not want to have a flimsy wrist here because we will not be accurate. Also, after I flip the ball, I want to follow the ball with my left foot towards second base. This will make my flip more accurate, and I'll be able to get more on the throw. The feeds from shortstop. There are two basic feeds that we are going to do when the shortstop feeds the second baseman for a double play. Once again, we want to make sure we get in a good position, double play position, which will be about 5 or 6 steps toward the hitter and 2 steps toward the middle of the diamond. This will put me in a good double play position where I can get to the bag in time. The first double play feed from the shortstop to the second baseman is a basic feed. All we want to do is make sure we open our hips. We still want to make sure we have our hands out in front of us. But like our regular ground ball, when we have our left foot in front of our right, we are going to drop our left foot back about 8 to 10 inches to ensure that we have our hips open. Once again, we want to be hands out in front of us, knees flexed, butt low to the ground. As I feel the ball, I am going to spin on the balls of my feet to open my body toward the second baseman and deliver the ball from a 3/4 angle. The other feed we want for the shortstop to the second baseman will be the underhand feed. Just like second base, we want to draw an imaginary line to the hitter, and any ball that is hit from the center of my body to the left of this line, I can flip the ball underhand. Once again, my first step on this ball will be with my right foot. I want a banana around the ball so I have all my momentum going toward the second baseman. The same important factors when flipping the ball from second base come into play at shortstop. I want to flip the ball with a stiff wrist, and when I flip the ball, I want to take my backside, which is my right leg, toward the second baseman to ensure that I can flip the ball from a far distance. Here it is. Flip the wrist, flip with a stiff wrist, and continue to follow your throw. One more time. Okay. When turning a double play from second base, the most important thing is to get to the bag as quick as possible. A lot of young infielders have a habit of trying to time the ball and themselves getting at the bag at the same time, and this is where we run into problems. This is the reason why we moved into the double play position, so we can get to the bag and be under control to react to a poor throw. There are 3 types of double plays from second base that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about coming across the bag. We're going to talk about dropping back behind the bag toward the right field side, and we're going to talk about straddling the bag. The first double play we're going to talk about is coming across the bag. When we do this double play, majority of the time we're going to do it when the ball is hit to the third baseman or to the hole at shortstop. The reason we're going to do it at that time is because we can react to the throw better because we have more time to see the ball. When you come across the bag, all you want to do is take your right foot to the ball. Wherever the ball is thrown, we're going to take our right foot to the ball, plant, and throw. If the ball is behind us over here, thrown from the third baseman behind, we're going to take our right foot to the ball, plant, and throw. When we plant and throw, it is very important that we don't lock our hips. A lot of young infielders, when coming across the bag, they'll plant and then they'll step here, and now my hips are locked and I cannot make an accurate throw to first base. After I plant my right foot and receive the ball, I want to make sure I step with my hips open to free my hips up so I can make an accurate throw. Very similar to this. Plant, throw. Remember, when coming across the bag, we want to take our right foot to the ball. The second double play we're going to talk about is going to be the straddle. When we straddle the bag to turn the double play at second base, we must have a fairly strong arm, because we will not have a lot of our momentum going toward first base to get a lot on the throw toward first base. Once again, the most important thing is to get to the bag as quick as we can and put our left foot on the bag. As the ball comes, we want to open our hips. This is where we're straddling the bag, and we're going to make a throw. Here again, we have a lot of young infielders that get to the bag. When they throw, they keep their hips locked, and now we cannot make an accurate throw toward first base. Here again, the most important thing, get to the bag as quick as we can, put our left foot on the bag, and react to the ball. If the ball's thrown poorly, we're going to react to the ball here. If the ball is thrown up into the baseline, we're going to react there. If the ball's thrown right at me, we're going to straddle the bag and go. The third double play we're going to talk about is pushing off the bag. As I read the throw, I'm going to push off with my left foot, open my hips, and throw. The reason we want to push off the back of the bag here is because we can react a little bit longer to that throw, because the third baseman is coming toward us, and it's hard for us to react to that ball because he's getting so close. Once again, the most important thing, get to the bag as quick as we can in a good balanced athletic position. When you see the ball, push off, open the hips, and throw. Okay, from shortstop. When taking the throw from the back side of the bag, it is important that we get to the bag as soon as we possibly can, about a foot behind the bag. When we get to this position, we want to be some momentum in our body, and we want to react to the throw. If the throw is on the back side of the bag, we want to take our left foot to the ball, turn down our shoulder, our feet toward first base to ensure an accurate throw. If the throw is thrown on the inside part of the bag from the first baseman, once again, we're going to get to this position here, and we're going to take our left foot to the ball, once again pointing our left shoulder and our hip and feet toward first base. Very important that we are quick with our feet. It is one of the major problems with young infielders is we don't use our feet quickly enough, and that's where we get into trouble. Once again, depending on where the ball is thrown from will dictate how you take the throw at second base for the shortstop. Get to the point behind the second base, have some rhythm and movement in your body, and react to the throw. Quick feet, quick shoulder.
You've been listening to Coach Cabela cover proper double play feeds and turns. Now let's watch as one of our aspiring baseball world's youngsters attempts to learn these new techniques.
First double play feed from the second baseman to the shortstop will be demonstrated by TR, will be the pivot feed. If you notice, TR has his hands out in front of him. They're out in front, low to the ground, his butt is low. He has a good fielding position, left foot in front of right. He spins on the balls of his feet, touches his left knee to the ground, delivers a three-quarter throw. One more time. Pivot. There you go. Three-quarter throw. Good fielding position, left in front of right. Pivot on the feet, balls of the feet, knee to the ground. Open up. Good feed. Next double play feed from second base to shortstop will be the hop around. Once again, we have the good fielding position. Left in front of right. Hands out, butt down. We're going to be very quick with our feet. We're going to throw the ball from the high three-quarter, not overhand. Hop, quickly. Keep the butt down, stay low to the ground. There you go. Hands out in front, butt down, low to the ground, quick feet. Boom, atta baby. three-quarter throw, three-quarter throw. Spread your feet a little more. Okay, the third second baseman's feed to the shortstop will be the underhand feed. The second baseman wants to draw the imaginary line straight to the hitter. Any ball hit to the right, he will field the ball, flip it underhand, and continue to go with the stiff wrist. TR is just starting to learn how to do this one, and as you can tell, he's starting to pick it up pretty good. Stay low to the ground. You want to take your backside, which is your left foot, toward the shortstop, and keep a stiff wrist. There you go, right there. As you can see, TR is still doing some of the basic fundamentals as far as getting in a good fielding position, getting the ball out of his glove quickly, using a stiff wrist, and continuing to follow his throw. One more time. There you go. Okay, let's go to shortstop. The first double play feed from the shortstop to second base is just the basic feed. We want to make sure we get our body in front of the ball. We're going to drop our left foot back a little bit behind our right foot when we're fielding the baseball. We're going to keep our hands down in front. There you go. Spin on the balls of our feet and open our hips. Drop your left foot back a little bit. Drop it back. Right there, hips open, low to the ground. Good feed. There you go, right there. Bend the knees a little bit. Stay low to the ground. Attaboy. TR's picking this up pretty good. It's something new to him. There you go. Something you never did before, is it? Stay down. Ball's in front. Good. Good fielding position. Attaboy. One more. The underhand flip from shortstop to second base is very similar to the one from second base to shortstop. We want to keep our stiff wrist, get around the ball, reach out, right here, right there. Keep your hands down. There you go. Couple more. There you go, good.
Jim, I'd like to thank you for coming out here today. As a coach at the Class AAA level of a Major League club and getting a chance to work with our kids this afternoon, what's your impression of some of our basic 12 drills that we've been doing here today?
Well, Tom, I'm very impressed, especially with the way the kids are have a repetition down. We tell our players with the Indians that by doing things correctly over and over again, you get good habits, and then the good habits carry over into the game, and it looks like your players are starting to do that.
Do you think some of these drills would be valid even at a higher level of baseball, getting to the college level, or even taking it down to the rookie league systems, A-ball, and a lot of the repetitions of the correct techniques like we did today?
Yeah, I believe it would. It's all basic fundamentals, and you know, you play the game the same way from the little league level all the way to the major league level, so you're teaching the correct fundamentals here, and so it's helping the little kids down here, and I'm sure it can help professional players also.
Do you see it as a practice organization tool for maybe somebody who's volunteering their time or just getting a practice going, where you take 5 minutes of drill 1, 5 minutes of drill 2, and help you carry through and run a good crisp hour-and-a-half workout? Well,
it gives you a guideline of how to set up a workout, that's right, for sure. It shows you some drills that you want to do to give the players the proper fundamentals, and it gives you a time limit for them, and it's very good as far as getting the kids doing the repetition over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. What we found out is, too, that after we complete these drills and the way we keep them moving in a quick hour-and-a-half practice, we can go ahead and take a radar gun, we can take a stopwatch and time them 2 weeks later, and amazingly enough, see a third of a second faster and a 60 to a half a second, and see 5 or 6 miles per hour of arm strength improvement in just a few weeks. In fact, we were really happy about it. Our AAU National Championship teams that use these drills as a staple diet ended up fielding 82 consecutive ground balls in a row and did a lot of nice things. They've also been very successful in our summer camps of keeping things moving, keeping the players happy. I'll tell you, it was a pleasure having you out here today. I know the kids and myself really enjoyed having you.
Well, thank you, Tom. It was my pleasure to come out and help out.
We at Baseball World thank you for purchasing this important instructional video and hope that it's made a major league difference for you. Additional copies of this tape are available to you by writing to Baseball World, P.O. Box 300 747, Fern Park, Florida 32730. or by phoning toll-free 1-800-833-1551. Also, you might want to take a look at some of these Baseball World videos that'll provide serious help in other areas of your game. Teaching the Mechanics of the Major League Swing 2 is the latest version of the incredibly popular video that began this powerful series. The subsequent 3 videos, Teaching the Mechanics of the Major League Pitcher, Catcher, and Base Runner, utilize the same revolutionary techniques that made the hitter video so effective. Also consider Baseball World's Dynamic Practice Organization and Defensive Strategies 101. All these videos are available now by writing or calling.